Welcome back to Let's Get Haunted
with your hosts,
Nat Strawn
and Aly. Welcome back, Haunties, to the season finale of season 6. This is our bonus episode. We do it every year. We have a bonus. We answer your questions. And yeah, that's what today is. Nat, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. And for those of you who don't know, this episode is filmed. I believe we're making this one public on YouTube because the Patreon is getting listener stories this month. So yeah, head over to youtube.com and then type in Let's Get Haunted and we'll pop right up for you.
Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still have a Merry Christmas.
Christmas is a great holiday. If you don't celebrate it, that's fine. Celebrate the pagan winter solstice. Just put a tree in your living room because you want to pretend that you're a little elf or a fairy. It's fun. Yeah. Give somebody a gift. Accept a gift. And tune in to this episode. Yeah, it is Christmas, as Nat said, so if you're watching this late, hope you had a good one. If you're watching this as it goes live, Merry Christmas. We're really excited. I can't believe that we made it in one piece to the end of the season. This one was rough. This one was busy. We had so much stuff going on behind the scenes.
I feel like this season we were back to like 2020 levels of chaos behind the scenes.
Sure.
I don't know if like the listeners were clued into it because we're so professional that they probably had no idea. But shit was crazy. Shit was hectic, guys.
Maybe some of you did pick up on it. I don't know, because we asked you all for your questions, and maybe some of you are going to ask questions about this season and what made it feel different and what was going on behind the scenes. But before we get to that, we have some housekeeping to get through. Mm-hmm. First up, if you weren't aware, we had some raffles. Nat, do you want to tell the folks at home about the raffles?
Yeah, we have been doing secret passwords at the end of each episode, and I have been claiming that you'll be entered into a raffle to get some merch, and that was true.
We're going to be entering in post some reels here, IG reels, that will be live on Instagram, as well as inserted into this episode, just in case you missed it. Hey, Haunties! This year, we had a raffle for everybody who voted for us in the podcast awards, who then DM'd us and said that they voted. We printed off all of those names, folded them up onto tiny pieces of paper, put them into a mug, and now I'm about to draw 2 names of winners of this raffle. So if you win this raffle and I call your name, make sure you DM us on Instagram so that I can get a hold of you and you will win a piece of LGH merch. Wow. Now, since this is such a special drawing, I thought it only fitting to have our most important VIP LGH icon of the year do the drawing for us. Will you do the honors, sir? Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Bob. You can go back to Cucharitaville now. Our first winner is Anna H. at Anna Elise _99. And our second winner is Elise M. at Yoga by Elise. If I just called your name, DM us so that we can get you your merch. Bye.
Hello, my little haunted goblins. It is I, your co-host, Nat Strawn. This year, you had the wherewithal and the gumption to listen to an entire episode of Let's Get Haunted and then remain until the end of the episode to interpret a secret code on which you would comment the Instagram photo dump. You all have an IQ of at least 69. You should be proud. This year, I will be drawing 2 names. These 2 names will represent the winners of the 2024 Let's Get Haunted raffle. The rest of you will no longer be in the running for the 2024 Let's Get Haunted raffle. Let's see who's gonna come up first. Oh, I got one in my hand. It's Calcifer. It's Calcifer. Okay, we got one more. Let's see who's here in the 2024 raffle winner. Okay, we got one more. Who is it? Oh, this is a long one. The one called What's Her Name. And there you have it, folks. It's Calcifer and the one called What's Her Name. I want to say thank you to everyone who participated.
To everyone who lost, I'm really sorry. Here's a free performance.
Were my eyes when I couldn't see, saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't. Woo! See you next year, bitch.
Congratulations to the winners.
Yes, congratulations. Please act excited about your merch or we will be very offended.
Yeah, I still remember and cringe inside the one time that I reached out to our subreddit moderator and I was like, hey, Nat and I are giving some gifts to our moderators. Like, where can I send this to? And they were just like, I don't want it. So if you don't want to win the raffle, I don't know why you entered. But thank you for doing so and hope you like it. We are giving away merch. Congratulations, you've won some merch that you probably didn't want or you would have purchased it in the first place. Also, just want to remind everybody that beginning January 1st, we will be on hiatus. We don't return to the show until February 5th. So season 7 debuts February 5th. But during the month of January, you can head over to our Patreon. We'll still have stuff updated on there. And we will also have available, just like we did last year, the option to sign up for a year-long subscription of Patreon. Mm-hmm. And if you do that, when you hear your name shouted out at the end of the episode, it'll be in your voice if you want. Yeah. I mean, some people last year were like, I don't want that, but that's fine. They just still wanted the year-long subscription. If you want it, though, you can record yourself shouting yourself out on an episode.
Allie, I have a surprise for you, speaking of Patreon.
Oh, shit. What is the surprise?
Now, I don't know if you're going to like the surprise or not, because I'm sure you have like a whole schedule of events we're supposed to go through. So if you don't like the surprise, we can put it somewhere else. But I made a little presentation, a little Patreon recap of some highlights from tier 2 of our Patreon that I wanted to show you. And as a way to say thank you to the patrons who have been with us for a year and also just kind of like look at the W's and the L's from this year as well.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Back in January, Nat had several predictions for what 2024 would bring.
So we're going from short form, easily digestible content to long-form, terrifying content with consequences. Dumpy core. We're going to see lots of this in videos in 2024. Teeth are going to be all the rage. The general mouth and teeth area.
Your noble skincare product.
We're also going to have dewy skin cheese. And noses are just going to get smaller and smaller until they're not there anymore.
Allie briefly had a baking show before she took a hard left turn into the intersection of U.S. government and aliens. And then in 2024, we also saw the evolution of Allie's skills as an artist. Her recent Patreon exclusive collection actually sold out in one day. She also released several episode extras.
Loop specifically. Hi, Curtis.
Hey, Allie. It's good good to be back.
And we got some footage of a dump truck underwater. In 2024, Nat de-influenced anyone into becoming an equestrian in a series of delusional horse girl vlogs.
Injections didn't work. Bro, the tea this week is that I have seasonal depression. I just came out here to set up the Pivo and it just started raining, but at this point I just don't give a fuck anymore. We're doing it.
Puts me in a bad mood when he's hurting.
Maybe he'd be better off with someone who just wants to like trail ride and walk around. I just want to succeed at one fucking thing to feel good about myself for my own confidence. You shouldn't need external validation to feel good about yourself. I know I shouldn't, but I do.
I'm taking it really well.
I'm here picking up my saddle in hopes that I can find another horse.
Me and the 16-year-old girl are the only ones that are on this eventing team right now. I mean, she's like 16. She probably listens to like JoJo Siwa.
I was like,
careful, you gotta slow down.
That's my second time to ever see a cross-country course, and I'm supposed to just do that tomorrow. It's supposed to be fine. We're just gonna saddle them up and let's go. Don't overthink it. If pigeons can carry messages and win a war, I can jump these sticks on this horse.
5, 4, 3.
Slow down,
2,
slow down.
1. and go. Have a great ride. Have fun.
It's Ballora and I's last chance to qualify for AECs. I just decided that maybe I need to take a break from riding. And in 2024, LGH served tea about the podcast and several extended intros that were only available on Patreon.
Dogs, they wouldn't be barking in the background. Like, he stands me up.
Oh my God.
I was so pissed. And so then I sent him a super pissed off text message where I was like, dude, I don't know like what your shtick is. I don't know if this was part of the plan the whole time, but this is like super fucked up. And now I just think you're kind of a bitch.
Here's another one.
They're like swingers.
Okay. Oh, so they wanted to swing with you guys.
Right? That's what I was saying. Like,
yeah,
why?
That's literally what they're saying.
I feel like they're trying to fuck us, but maybe
No,
I'm
they
just
are.
too. Yeah, right?
I forgot about
2024, in 2024, we moved offices, but before we did that, our office got robbed. So Aly vlogged it.
Come into the office space last night and move things around because somebody broke in last night and stole a bunch of stuff. And I was like, what? A bunch of their filing cabinets had been ripped open, papers everywhere. They all got shit stolen. I don't even want to think about it. Everybody, let's just fucking pray to Bingus that everything's okay. And so I had left this bucket of beads out on the ground. I unintentionally booby-trapped the robber, guys.
And then in 2024, Nat got married in Finland in a 4-part vlog series that was not without controversy.
Sent me an email and said that she planned the wedding for the wrong date.
Again, me losing my shit in a vlog.
I feel like I put so much effort into this. Like, I was so chill about all of that. I was so cool about it. I was like, no, I don't want flowers. I just want to be sustainable.
In 2024, Aly became a full gamer and streamed several gameplays to Patreon. Here is a highlight from some of those.
You could have those qualities and be totally fine as a person. But the thing is, he's so whiny. Okay, dude, you've already won the lottery. You're dating Nancy fucking Drew. And she speaks like 12 languages. She gets to travel the world. She's young. She's hot. She drives a sports car, in the books at least. Her dad's a lawyer. I know her mom died young, but like they have a housekeeper, so clearly they're well off. Just be her lapdog, or just be grateful to be with Nancy. Like, you can be annoying. You can be kind of a bitch. Some of the best people I know are a little bit pussy, but he is so annoying and ungrateful for the position that he's in. And that's what bothers me.
In 2024, Aly also built Skinny Bob in The Sims 4.
Because he doesn't just give you the answer, right? It's like in that story, there were scientists that were saying, yeah, I worked with the gray aliens, but they don't just tell you how to build things. You have to do the math yourself and the work yourself. And then they'll come in and they'll try to tell you if you're on the right track, which to me is annoying. Just tell me how to fucking do it. Malicious, he could be. I think he's flirtatious because he's trying to get... He's trying to harvest semen and eggs. I'm sorry.
In 2024, Nat Aly, which is us, Nat and Aly, streamed games together on Patreon for the first time ever.
If, like the urban legend of the backrooms, we get to know
You
Clip.
better not say some scary shit right now.
I wonder
What?
if we get to know Clip into different levels.
I need some motivation because I feel like I'm never going to get out of this thing. I don't want to move. I don't want to meet anything. I've accepted this reality. That's just how I am. Like, I accept the reality. Okay, this is like my life now. I don't want any more bad news.
Come on in, bro.
No, that wasn't you.
Nat, that is literally me. I just watched you walk up to the screen and walk away. This is me. Come in, you fucking weirdo. Hello.
Will you stop leaving me?
Hello. Shut the door.
Excuse me.
And that is the end of the presentation.
That was excellent. Round of applause, everybody. Standing ovation. I loved it. You know, watching all of those highlights back, first of all, great job. That was, I assume, extremely difficult to go through the hours and hours and hours of extra content that we put up for people on Patreon. So well done. But also, watching those highlights back just makes me fully see how absolutely unwell we are. It's like clip of us crying, clip of us screaming, insert rant about a fictional person.
Yeah, I was noticing a pattern. Like, as I was putting it together, I was like, wow, Natalia, like, you take every opportunity to just fully lose your shit, like, and just cry. And Aly goes the other way. You take every opportunity to, like, go on, like, an angry rant. And so, yeah, I thought that was very funny. There were other things that I didn't even, like, put in there. You guys, I didn't realize this. We have hours and hours and hours of content on Patreon, like, just me alone, I have 40 vlogs on there. Aly has like more than 10 hours of game streaming. And it's funny because I feel like we always beat ourselves up about it. We're like, oh shit, we got to make more content for the Patreon. Like, what are we going to do next? And I was like, holy fuck, like, we did a lot. So thank you to everybody who subscribes to our Patreon. Yeah, you guys are the best. And it feels really like special that I can just cry in a vlog and like people like it and want to see more. Actually, I don't know if they want to. At this point, they might just be like, I hope she gets it together soon.
They definitely do. I remember last year at our end of the year listener survey, there was like a little box where you could insert like, what was your favorite new content? And almost every single person was answering Nat's vlogs. So people definitely love it. Yeah.
Oh my God. See, you know just what to say to like make me not quit this podcast this year.
Yeah. It was definitely very labor intensive this year. We, for the first time ever, started uploading weekly. And some of you maybe have gotten so used to it that maybe you didn't realize this show didn't used to be weekly. Last year, we would upload 4 times a month. And then if there was like a random 5th Wednesday in a month, we just would not upload. Or we would have like a shit post bonus episode where we would just give like a 20-minute update to something else. This was like a lot, realizing how many weeks are in a year.
And this was also the first year that we like really had ads. Like we legitimately had ads on almost every single episode, which we're very, very thankful for because we did this show for free for fucking way too long. That was so stupid. But you know, recording ads and like inserting them and getting copy and having communication between you and the middleman and the advertiser, it's a whole other thing too. So I feel like we really leveled up in terms of professionalism this year. Just thank you guys for supporting us. When I look back at like the first types of things we uploaded to Patreon, I was like, why are people supporting us? Like, what do you guys see in us? I feel like we're growing. When we came in as like worms, and then we're like in the caterpillar stage right now, you know?
Right.
And then one day we'll be butterflies. Just stick with us, guys.
Yeah, we're still in the chrysalis right now. Our bodies have disintegrated into goo. We're working on it. We will eventually reform into a greater power. But at this time, we're still having some growing pains. So we really appreciate everybody continuing to stick with us and not being annoyed with our negative attitudes sometimes and our self-talk and our crying and screaming and ranting and raving. I just really appreciate everybody. And that actually might be a great segue into fan mail.
Fan mail.
Fan mail. Now, this is a lot of fan mail. So we're going to go through this. 15 to 30 minutes is what I have allotted for this. Let's do it. So I am going to first shout out everybody's names because in the effort of being super organized for this episode, because I didn't want it to be too long, I wrote down everybody's names in advance. So here we go. Joie and Jessie, Jaccaud, Wolfgang P, Nezumi N, Ronnie D, Scared All the Time, our friends that Scared All the Time, Ruby V, Meg R, Traci K Designs, Gaby W, Becca R, Perry I, Doc Spookems, and John T. Now, here's the crazy thing. I recognize almost every single name on this list, so I know the majority of you are in the Patreon. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
This one comes from Ruby V. This is a very, very cute envelope. Has lots of really cute stickers.
Oh, that is cute.
The front is a wolf covered in blood, and it says, "You're killing it."
I love that.
Hello, Nat and Aly. This is just a letter of praise for my favorite spooky girls in the greatest month of the year. Proud of all the work and dedication that you both have contributed to make this podcast an absolute delight. You two are my favorite gals to have a parasocial relationship with. Happy spooky season. Love, Ruby V. P.S. I bought this sticker for myself, but then I realized it gives off major LGH vibes. Enjoy. And it is a shrimp wearing a top hat, much like Shrimp Jesus might if he were invited to a formal affair.
Wow. That is so LGH coded.
This one is from Jaccaud. Jaccaud. I'm hoping I'm saying it correct. Oh, you know what? It's actually from Bree and Zachary. This is a very beautiful save the date. Please join us for the wedding reception of Bree and Zachary. And the date has already passed, but let me cover the address and the date, and I will show you how absolutely cute and spooky this card is.
Oh, wow. That is very cute. You guys, it's like skeletons getting married. Oh, that's adorable.
I love it.
Congratulations, guys.
I love seeing goths in like a happy situation. It's very wholesome to me for some reason.
I know what you mean.
This next one is from Joie and Jessie. Oh, it's a Halloween card. It says, Happy Halloween. May your Halloween be scary good this year. Happy Halloween, Jessie and Joey. And Mittens and Little Bear. Are there two cats? Nat and Aly, I'm Joey A, and my husband is Jesse H, and we're patrons Joey and Jessie. We have been fans for years. My husband actually introduced me to your podcast on a road trip to San Diego from LA before we were married. We love listening together, and I feel like I can confidently say you're our favorite podcast. Thanks for all the hard work you both put into making the podcast. Your topics are always so interesting, and even if I've read about it before, you always teach me something new. Thank you, thank you, thank you. P.S. The cats on the envelope are our cats. Mittens is the calico, and Little Bear is the white one. Also, enjoy the sticker.
Whoa, wait, so her husband introduced her to Let's Get Haunted before they were married? That's very cute. Oh, I love the cat stickers. Oh my gosh, there's a Mr. Worldwide. It says Live, Laugh, Dolly sticker. That's incredible. I can think of no better way to like make a girl trust you than to be like, hey, let's listen to this podcast that's like totally you coded.
I also love when dudes listen to our show just because I feel like we talk so much about things from the female perspective that I'm like, do any men even listen to us? And our audience is like 80% female when you go look at the analytics on the back end. It's a green flag when a guy likes this show.
It's such a green flag. And I try not to be too creepy. Be like, oh, like, that's so cool that you're like, identify as male and like this podcast, because that like makes it weird for them. But yeah, I do think it's really cool that you're a male and like this podcast.
Sorry to make it weird and gendered, but like also thank you for breaking the mold. Okay, so this next one comes from Scared All the Time. So they say in their card, you probably don't even remember this, but this throwaway joke ended up becoming one of our giveaway buttons. Hope they find you well, from the desk of Scared All the Time. Okay, now I have not looked at these buttons yet, but they must be something that we said on their episode. It says, Eelmelia Eel Heart Eel Mail Service flying through the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if you can even see it, but that's incredible.
That is so stupid, but I love it.
I love it. Wow. Just two people that, you know, I can really identify with. It is interesting how the stupidest episodes and the stupidest jokes that you're like, this is a throwaway. Like, it always becomes the lines that are most remembered or iconic.
Like the butthole knife. Let's get Frederick Valentich.
This next one comes from Meg R. Meg R has sent us a book. Oh, Poetic Remedies for Troubled Times from Ask Baba Yaga by Taisa Kitai. Oh, it's so cute. October 2024. For Nat and Aly of Let's Get Haunted XOXO Meg.
Oh, wow. That
Look
is
how pretty.
So cute. And that is very pretty. Wow. I'm going to be reading that.
She also wrote a letter. Let's Get Haunted. Dear Nat and Aly, I've had this book in my possession for well over a year now with the intention of sending it to you guys. I'm just now getting around to it. I love you so much. I've been listening since 2021 and look forward to every Wednesday because each episode is just like hanging out with my best friends. Thanks for being my parasocial BFFs. Keep doing what you're doing and forever stand Baba Yaga. Queen shit. I hope to see you at a meetup one day. Love you, Queens. Meg.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you for buying that too. I bought a book about Baba Yaga not too long ago. Well, last year when the episode came out. And I kept seeing like now on my Etsy and on my Amazon, it'll just recommend me things that have to do with Baba Yaga. And I always want to buy all of them and I have to resist the urge. So thank you very much for getting one of them for me that I probably would have gotten myself if the Amazon algorithm had gotten to me sooner.
What do you get for the girl who has everything? An Ask Baba Yaga book.
Yes. This one is from Ronnie D. Nat, this has to be for you, and this is incredible.
What is it? Oh my god, you guys, it's iron horse art sculpture. I want everyone to know that I understand that my horse thing is like in no way related to this podcast. And I really appreciate when people support me on it. Someone else sent me a horse book a long time ago and I've been reading it. Like I just like am reading about like the history of the horse. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm definitely going to hang up that horse iron art at my house. You know what? Actually, if it's outdoor, maybe I'll put it in my garden so like people know, hey, this is a horse person's house.
It looks like it would be perfect for an outdoor situation. Okay, this one comes from Wolfgang, and Wolfgang has sent us a book called True Tales of the Great Lakes by Dwight Boyer. Oh, I'm going to be reading this.
I see how thick that book is. That's an Aly book right there.
I'm so excited. I'm currently still reading. I know it's taken me forever, but I'm still reading Lou Elizondo's book. If you don't know who that is, no time to
Why
explain.
have I heard that name? Is that an alien guy?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, he most recently he testified at this year's UAP hearing. So we talked about him for like 2 hours this year. So that's probably why he's ringing a bell. Yeah. All right. This next one is from Becca R. Ooh, and I know who Becca R is. Becca R is a very talented artist, so I'm excited. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, sorry. First, we're going to start with the letter. Dear Nat and Aly, I hope you both are well. I'm not sure if this package will arrive in time for Halloween, but I wanted to send y'all some of my items from my new Forest Witch collection. Forest Witch was inspired by enchanting dark witches, the mysterious allure of the occult, and the fatal beauty of poisonous plants. I included more info about the plants I drew separately, if you're interested. Anyway, I hope you enjoy, and thanks for being my fave podcast, Becca R. And by the way, guys, like I said, Becca has an Etsy shop. She's very, very talented. She has some LGH-themed stickers that she's made in the past, and so we'll link to her shop below. But let me show you what she's done.
Oh, that is so pretty. Yeah, it says poisonous plants and it has all of these mushrooms and moonflowers and death. Oh my God, it's so magical and mystical and I really do fuck so hard with that.
Okay, this is perfect. I've been needing a bookmark. I've literally just been using a napkin, which I know is gross, but I've been using a napkin this year. Look at this, poisonous plants.
Oh, that's
bookmark.
pretty. Yes, I love.
And some very spooky, witchy, dark stickers.
Oh, those
Adorable.
are beautiful.
Thank you so much, Becca.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody. These are great so far.
This is from, oh, here we go. Hi, Aly and Nat. These were the most haunted controller colors I could find. Astral Purple and Ghost Cipher. Thanks for bringing so many positive hauntings into my life. From love, your hauntie, Nezumi N. These are Xbox wireless controllers. These are beautiful,
you can play
by
them
the
on
way.
the computer? That's pretty. You play them on the computer together?
Yeah. I love how these are wrapped in like beautiful Christmas sacks.
Wow, that is so
Astral
nice.
Purple. These were, this must have been expensive too, Nezumi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are very expensive.
Wow.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. As Nat's like giving birth, I'm going to be forcing you to play through the labor. All right. This next one. Oh, wow. Oh, this one is from John T. We know John T. John T has sent us some beads in the past, some jewelry.
Oh, that's right. Mystical beads, keychains, necklaces, crystals.
Okay, this says, thank you so much. I'm not going to read this word for word, John, just because I want to preserve some anonymity here. But basically, John is thanking us for some advice we had given them and just saying that they're happy to be finding their way back to the podcast, which I think is very lovely.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you so
Good.
much, John. And then there were some questions here. On the second page, it says, Aly, what's your most popular line to Nat? What is my most popular line to Nat? You have to answer. This is like a riddle. What do we get if we know?
I don't know. I feel like you're always asking me like questions, you know?
Maybe they're alluding to Nat shut the fuck up about the gold from season 1. Because everybody loved that, and that was a throwaway line. Oh, these are wonderful. So this is the Sage's Citrus, Jasmine Sunset. I'm opening
Are they
it up.
candles?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
They're
wow, that's
beautiful,
pretty.
handmade, homemade candles from John T. John,
Thank you, John.
You need to open up your Etsy store
Yes.
because it's long overdue. And, oh, wow, some beautiful jewelry.
Oh, that's pretty. Thank you.
Thank you for finding your way back to the podcast as well. Yeah, it's also always great as an adult to have a hobby and then take a couple years off from it and then return to it and be like, no, I do still like this thing. You know, that's always fun when you
Right.
find something like that. This comes from Traci K Designs. And Traci, you are in the Patreon. These are very
Scrunchies.
Barbie coded, Lisa
Oh, those are
Frank coded. Like
Those are
80s,
cute. I love
90s.
scrunchies. I'm obsessed.
Earrings that have little moons and crystal
And
balls.
crystal balls. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. We should wear those. We can match.
Let's do it. Next vlog. Hi, Nat and Aly. I wanted to gift you these earrings that I made as a part of my Halloween collection this year. They are made from polymer clay. The crystal ball gives me total LGH vibes. Hope you both like them. I also included some scrunchies I made. Oh shit, you made the scrunchies too?
Wow.
I absolutely love the podcast. My husband and I have enjoyed talking about Nat's conspiracy episodes. He loves episode 190 as he is a big Stanley Kubrick fan. Hope
Oh.
nothing but fun crosses your path this Halloween. Heart, Traci. Thank you, Traci. We will also link to Traci K Designs in the show notes below. We've got 3 more
Damn.
packages.
Ooh,
This
raking
one
it
is
in.
from Gaby W. Dear Nat and Aly, I'm so excited you're finally reading this letter. I came up with the idea for these fucking things forever ago, so it feels really good to know you finally get to see them in person. Hello, my name is Gaby. You can use my name if you read this on an episode. And over the last year, y'all have become my favorite podcast. If we crossed paths IRL, I just know we would all get along, and that makes LGH so relatable and hilarious. I, too, am a young millennial, haunted, messy bitch who, and then bullet points here. First bullet point, once had to layer myself in a strange man's clothing to stay warm in a random person's house after a night out at the ski chalet, a la Nat sleeping on a pile of mattresses against her garage ceiling. This happened during my sorority days. You like pass out at somebody's house after a party and there's no blankets, so you just grab some guy's clothes and start putting them on. That is relatable. Second bullet point. I once performed vigilante justice on a hotel housekeeper who stole my checkbook, just like Aly did with the meth pipe lady who stole her credit card.
Wow.
I often laugh so hard at the podcast that my coworkers ask about it, but how can I confess to them that I'm cracking up over Mothman's juicy ass, or explain why a 7,000-year-old town is funny? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're probably a square with no sense of humor who prefers white bread, vanilla ice cream, skeptic viewpoints, and missionary position. Anyway, I hope you can find some occasion to wear these hats that I made you, and please tag me in any photos you might take in them. I taught myself to crochet when I was 10 using my
Whoa.
mom's The Left-Hander's Guide to Crochet. I am not left-handed, but I figured it out. Right before the pandemic, I started raving, and I realized crochet ravewear is a great way to monetize my hobby, so I created Aquarian Fiber Arts. It's been going really well, so I had custom patches of your logo made by Mad Poppy Design and went crazy. I hope you love them. If you ever find yourselves in Minneapolis, you know where to come for haunted hotel and restaurant recommendations. The Palmer House Hotel or Dakota 38+2 would be great episode topics out of Minnesota as well. I listened to all your episodes out of order based on what sounded most interesting, so I just recently heard sleep paralysis / night hag, so I'm going to end this letter with a short story about the one and only time I ever had sleep paralysis. I can't believe it's only happened once because I didn't know lucid dreaming wasn't normal until my little sister did her senior thesis about it. I've always been able to lucid dream, and once I even astral projected accidentally. It was so fucking cool. But anyway, I was sleeping at my high school boyfriend's house, asleep on my back, when I woke up and realized I couldn't move. It was exactly like they all say it was. I was terrified. As I struggled, I heard a noise at the end of the bed. It sounded like something eating something else. A body, something that was alive, growling, chewing, crunching, squelching. Ugh. I did the same thing y'all said to do. Lay there awake, terrified, until I go back to sleep. LOL.
We gave that advice. That was terrible.
Anyway, I love you guys. I hope all is well. Good luck to Nat with the new baby coming along. I loved Enzo's birth story as much as you can love something that makes you cry your eyes out anyway. I hope this time it's magical and easy. Aly, thank you for all you do to give us this content. It truly is one of the best parts of my week. BRB, gotta go crochet some little hats for the newest members of LGH. Bye. From Gaby W at Aquarian Fiber Arts. We will also link Aquarian Fiber Arts in the show notes below. Hold on.
Gaby, that was a chaotic, fun video. Oh my God. No, I've been literally was thinking about this hat today because I saw it. We were tagged on Instagram and I've been wondering when we're going to get these fucking hats because I want this hat so bad, you guys. It is so cute, dude. I cannot wait to wear it. As soon as I get this hat in my possession, I will be wearing this hat. Like, I will be that hat girl. And I need you guys to just accept it. How cute are those?
These are rad. These are so fucking rad. They have charms hanging off of them. Yeah. There's like a little mushroom charm, a planchette, a sword with a snake around it, a star, a butterfly, the evil eye. Like, this is so detailed, so impressive.
I love, like, how if we're both just wearing that together, we will be so unapproachable. Like, nobody
will ever
will have
speak
the courage
to us.
to speak with us. Yeah.
This one is from Doc Spookems.
Ooh,
Doc Spookems is also in the Patreon.
Yes.
Nat and Aly, these are the dolls that go with the scooter I sent you. Do you remember
sent the
Doc?
Mycene scooter?
Doc Spookems, why did you not tell us it was you immediately?
Yeah, Doc, you comment on a lot. Like, you're very vocal. So why were you silent during the Mycene scooter questioning?
Honestly, that's hilarious. I bet you he was just sitting there listening to us be so confused and just laughing his ass off. And he's like, a year from now, I'll tell them it was me. Like, you and I were trying to guess. We were like, did we talk about a scooter? Is this cursed? Is it from, like, someone who wishes us harm? No, it was just Doc Spookems, who we both are familiar with. These are the dolls that go with the scooter I sent and should replace the ones on it that most looks like you. If you still have the scooter, it represents your free spirit. Maybe find some seasonal costumes for the dolls over time. That's my reasoning for sending the marvelous Snicker gifts to begin with. Thanks, from John S, aka Doc Spookems.
Wow. Thank you, Doc. Now that I understand that you think of us as being represented by a scooter, it makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm thinking, Doc? Tell us if we're right. Tell us on Patreon if we're right. I'm thinking probably he sourced the scooter during the time that we were talking about the Barbie movie and then was like, I will eventually find dolls that kind of look like them so that, like, it can be on display. Oh my God. Yep. And it does look like us.
There's a
Oh my
doll that
God.
looks like us. Whoa! Oh, I'm the tan one. Oh, that is cute.
You're tan and I have a hat, a little baseball cap, because I always wear a baseball cap.
Literally. Wow.
Oh
Those
my
are
God.
great. Thank you, Doc.
This one is heavy. Okay, this one is from Perry I. We also know Perry I from Patreon. Okay,
What is that? It looks like fur.
It looks like a blanket, but I don't want to look at it yet. Let's read the letter first. My parents beat that idea into my head as a child that you should need to read the card before you look at the gift. Hey, Nat and Aly. My name is Perry. I'm a proud catfish king who's been listening from the beginning. I love the community you've built, especially on Patreon. Nat, I'm a huge fan of the Boris content and completely support your flop era. Aly, the Nancy Drew live streams have been so much fun. They are the highlight of my week. The live streams and Patreon in general have really helped me slowly come out of my shell. I saw these and wanted to send them to you as a small thank you for keeping me haunted for so many years. Perry I. P.S. I tried to make it to Salem, but it just didn't work out. Maybe the next haunty outing will be in Pennsylvania, but who's to say?
Ooh, I do want to go to Pennsylvania. Ooh, what is that?
It's a blanket.
It's a Mothman blanket? Oh my God, that is so cool. Wow. You guys, it's like a throw that's knitted with a big Mothman on it, with a full moon behind it. Wow, that is so cool. Thank you so much, Perry. And thank you, too, for supporting me through my flop era. I appreciate it.
Also, we have some pins, some enamel pins from Perry. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're all different. Strike Gently enamel pin. Oh, there's a goose with a knife. There's a Mothman. There's a UFO. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow. Those are so cool. These are some cool pins.
Thank you so much, Perry.
Thank you,
Thank
Perry.
you, everybody. Everybody who sent us stuff. We are so appreciative. This is incredible.
Thank you. I mean, you guys know I can cry on command, so I'm not going to do it right now because I feel like it's losing its effect. But, but thank you.
Oh, I just realized there's also a
crochet leaf?
A crocheted leaf.
Oh, that's
there's
cute.
2 of them. I bet you we can pin them on top of the hats so that the hats look like flowers.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Further just
God.
adding to the do not fucking talk to me vibes of those hats that I love. Thank you. You guys, we got horses, we got hats, we got stickers, we got Barbies, we got so many things. We got invitations to weddings. Thank you guys. Cards, heartfelt cards, pins. Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Scared All the Time. Appreciate everyone. Wow, I'm just feeling so much love right now. It's like I'm like the Grinch when his heart grew 3 times.
Yes, thank you all so much. And without further ado, let's get into the Q&A. For those of you who don't understand that this is where we're getting the questions from, we have been asking you guys for about 2 months now to send in your questions to us via a Google form. We then use Google Forms feature where you can export questions to a sheet, and then we use a random number generator to select the questions randomly. So Nat and I will be alternating reading off your questions and answering them. We do appreciate every single person who wrote into us for this bonus episode. Nat, would you like to kick us off?
Hold on. I am inputting the information into the random number generator. I got 99. So now I'm going to go to the 99th.
The line number 99.
And it says, how worried are we that Nat might turn into a furry? Also, congrats on the new baby and the overall success of the show. Anyone who skips the intro is a heretic.
That's
Aly,
so funny.
How worried are you that I might turn into a furry?
Both of us go through phases where we will be very obsessed with something for a couple months, and then we're over it. So I'm assuming that's what the furry phase is going to be. But perhaps just by me saying that, it's going to turn into a lifelong thing where every single episode you're dressed as a new furry. I can't say. But hey, I bet you furries are very dedicated fans, if we have any furry fans, because in order to be a furry, you've got to invest time, effort, money, creativity, sexuality into everything that you do. So if you're a fan of this show, you're probably also balls to the wall with that. So, thank you to the furries, I guess.
If one of you furries wants to send me like a nice furry outfit, I'll for sure be a furry. A nice one though, you know, like no expense spared. You know what I'm trying to say? No expense spared. What is that? No spared.
Expense spared.
Yeah.
Yes,
that.
absolutely. Great question. Thank you so much. Allie, do you think we'll ever get to the bottom of the Coochie's key lime pie mystery? And if we don't, are you going to manage to keep your sanity? You know, I was thinking the other day about this. I have for sure gotten weirder because of this podcast. It's very hard for me to have normal conversations now. I went to this lecture the other night and I was like talking to these people that were sitting next to me because I didn't know a lot of people there. And they were like, oh, what do you like to do in your spare time? And I was just kind of sitting there and I was like, and then I was like, I really like to do arts and crafts. Like I was trying, so I was like, which is true, I do. But like the first thing that popped into my head was like, have you heard the Senate UAP hearing? Like this is what I've been thinking about all day. No, I don't think I'll keep my sanity. I don't know that we'll ever get to the bottom of the KLP poster, but I do think about it from time to time. And I have been reading, like going down different rabbit holes with it. That is very fun for me. So who knows? Maybe someday you'll hear us do an update episode where I've interviewed the KLP poster if they're still alive. You just never know. It's why you got to keep listening.
Would you and Nat ever do a ghost adventure style lock-in at a haunted location? I feel like Nat would try to fight the ghosts like Zach. Love the podcast, Devin. Devin, I don't know how I would react to ghosts. I do feel like my fight or flight is getting activated. I don't know. We recently streamed the Backrooms games, and I found like doing those games that when the monster comes, I just turn the volume off, cover my eyes, and like look away from the. So I don't know if I would be in person really confronted by a ghost, if I would fight them or not, but I think we might do a haunted lock-in. I don't know, Allie.
Why not? At this point, maybe we'll do a meetup where we do a haunted lock-in. I don't know. You just never know.
Lock in, lock on.
In the words of Justin Bieber, never say never. It could happen. Have you considered pitching a reality show like Behind the Scenes, making of a podcast with real life side material? Or a documentary about how an indie podcast with two gorgeous and super smart and savvy women has become the hidden treasure of the podcast world? Ooh.
It sounds like you know what you're doing. So please, if you have any information, if you would like to pitch a documentary about us, if you would like to pitch a show about us, if you have a script about us, we're down. If you have those kind of connections in Hollywood, hook it up because we're ready. And yeah.
We're ready for action. Yeah, Steven Spielberg, if that was you that wrote that question, you know where to find us.
Oh, this is a juicy one. Wait, is that 62 or 82? Oh, 62. Okay, maybe this one's not so juicy. Allie, would you rather a video of you screaming slurs go viral or people at your job find out you have a paranormal podcast?
Well, first of all, no video of me screaming slurs exists because I have never screamed any slurs. But the idea of my coworkers finding out that I have a haunted podcast is pretty horrible. So what kind of slurs are we talking about? You know, like maybe this does need to be dissected a little bit more. Are the slurs against ghosts? Like, is it like, hey, you fucking see-through bitch? Like, hey, you fucking no body having, like, twinkle toes? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, what do you call? Like, you toe dragon.
You sheeter. You sheet hole.
Okay, in that case, I pick that option. If you're talking about something very terrible, then I would rather people know I have a haunted podcast. And then I would just quit my job. Even though I have no desire to quit my job ever, I would just quit and I would find something new.
Great question. I know because I'm the one who wrote that question.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I submitted it. I like really thought about it, and I was like, I'm gonna ask Aly a question that's gonna really put her in a bind here.
Oh, dude, what? It didn't even occur to me that we could ask ourselves questions. Next year, I'm just going to be typing like, Nat, like, what's your favorite ghost to have inside you? Like, what is like, I'm just going to try to make it as horrible as possible. If you could both live at any haunted location of your choosing, where would you go? And they don't say and why, but I'm going to say and why. Nat, if you could choose any haunted location to live at, which one would it be and why?
Maybe like well, I don't know. It's somewhere nice haunted, like the Four Seasons in Hawaii, you know? Is that haunted? That's where I would like to live. I would like to live at like a super bougie haunted hotel where you have like a pillow menu and a butler and, you know, the elevator like has mints in it and the shower pressure is great and there's always fresh like water next to your bed and towels like that. There, wherever that is, that's where I'll live. And I don't care if there's just like screaming children at night, you know?
Yeah. I was thinking you were going to pick the Whaley house.
You would have asked me like 4 years ago, yes, the Whaley house. But now I'm a mom. I just want to chill, you guys. I just want to listen to like Taylor Swift and have scented candles and fresh flowers, like, and drive a comfortable car. Like, I'm not like sexy and cool and funny anymore. Like, I'm just trying to relax.
Well, I think I would live on a UFO, but only if it was temporary.
Oh.
Like, I want to live with the aliens, among them. But what do we think the aliens are? Like, are they mean? Because if they're mean, then I guess I don't want to. But if they're nice, then I want to live on a UFO for a year. If they're not nice, I would live on the Dyatlov Pass for a week just to see what I can do. If I can find the Yeti, if I can hear the infrasound, I would do that.
Wow. I would just picture you like dying immediately. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But in this hypothetical scenario, that is what I choose.
Had there ever been a topic you started researching but got too freaked out so you dropped it? For me, yes. But they're things that I don't even want to talk about because I don't want to be on a list.
I'm trying to think if there's something that I've started. I mean, there's tons of topics that I've started researching and then dropped for one reason or another. It's usually not because I got freaked out by it. It would usually just be there wasn't enough information or I realized it was actually like super fake. And so like, what's the point in even talking about it? I mean, honestly, the Happy Valley Dream Survey kind of scares me, but I did that episode. But that dude, like, low-key freaks me out. I hope he's listening to this,
Aly's
dude. You're a fucking freak.
Murdered, we've got a suspect.
Suspect number 1, the fucking freak who made the Happy Valley Dream Survey. Suspect number 2, everybody else. Yeah, a topic you started researching, but it freaked you out. No, I don't think so. That's kind of impressive.
I like conspiracies, and I feel like people are kind of taking them well, right? Like, we're not getting too crazy. Like, it's just entertainment. I would like to talk about 9/11. It's like Harambe. Like, it's like a tragedy, and everyone's memeing it right now. But it is, like, every time I look into it, it is just, like, really sad and dark.
Yeah,
so,
it's horrible. Yeah.
Wah,
okay,
wah.
that counts then. Wah, wah. Yeah, that counts. Hello. As a person who loves music and bands, I would love to hear more about what music you guys are into. I am the type of person who is very passionate about music and had favorite bands since I was a kid. My favorite bands are My Chemical Romance, The Wonder Years, Fall Out Boy, and Rush. I also play the flute, and bass guitar. I know Nat has talked about Taylor Swift, and I've heard Aly likes Brand New. Me too, oops. What place does music have in your lives? Are you an active music listener, or is it more of a passive interest? Who are your favorite bands / artists?
I'm learning that all of my people that I like to listen to are problematic through Reddit because they like have worked with Dr. Luke or like they said something that they weren't supposed to say or whatever. So I don't even know if I can like shout people out, but I like club like music. Like I like Aisha Erotica. Like I like Slut Pop by Kim Petras. Like, I like just like your run-of-the-mill like pop shit. I also like My Chemical Romance. There's a mood for everything. Like, you know, there's a mood for everything. I've been to Fall Out Boy concerts. Like, I like pop punk, but it changes. The music that I like changes. I also listen to like cottagecore playlists where it's just like two people in Vermont on like a harp, and they're like are singing like some sort of like Celtic tune, and my husband is like, what the fuck are you listening to? And I'm like, you just don't understand the vibes.
Like Appalachian folk
Yes.
music vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There is a time and a place for everything. I like most music. There's no genre other than maybe like death metal. There's like no genre really that I can't find something that I like. But my favorite bands ever again, my number one band of all time is Brand New. Sorry about it, but they're my favorite band. They're also problematic. I also really like Millencolin is one of my favorite bands. He Is Legend, Glassjaw. I don't know. If I listed out something, I bet you I could come up with like 10 bands that are on my heavy rotation, but I also really like electronic music. I really like house music. I really like tropical house. I like Moonbaton, even though it's like super outdated because it just has a special place in my heart. I also really like Natty Peluso is one of my favorite artists ever right now. She just won like 6 Latin Grammys, which is crazy. Who else? I don't know. When I was in high school, I was super obsessed with Juanes. I could just go on and on, but most of my music is like post-hardcore or pop punk. Those are like my heavy rotations.
I also have like comfort music. Like I like Gavin DeGraw because I would listen to it in high school, and so it like makes me feel like I'm back in like that time of freedom, you know? Like, what is your advice to young women on how to be confident and comfortable in taking up space? And on the other hand, what's your advice on not taking things in life so seriously? Do you guys struggle with any anxiety?
That's a great question. That's very thoughtful. So I work in a male-dominated field, and I think the only thing that has made me feel comfortable in taking up space there is the experience that I have. I think if you have a lot of experience and passion in a particular subject, you shouldn't feel anxious or unconfident about taking up space. And I know that's like a non-answer, right? Because it's like, oh, you have anxiety, just don't be anxious. But like, really, I have generalized anxiety disorder. So like, I'm not trying to say that, but I do think just learn as much as you can about whatever topic you're trying to take up space in, if that makes sense. And then you won't feel like, oh, I don't deserve to be here. Easier said than done again, because a lot of it is just like with age comes less fucks given. Force yourself to do stuff outside of your comfort zone, because you'll probably become desensitized over time to how uncomfortable it really feels if you're just constantly forcing yourself to do it.
Yeah. I would say just like embarrass the shit out of yourself all the time. Like just do it. Like whenever I'm making vlogs, I'm always like, oh, this is cringe. Like this is cringe. And I'm like, but like then other people are feeling like they can be cringe too. I think about it like I like to watch vlogs on YouTube, or I like creators who really feel authentic. And sometimes authenticity is cringe. That's like, it's not cool and sexy and tailored and fun and mysterious. It's like awkward and strange and like not chill and in your feelings, So just get into a habit of just embarrassing the shit out of yourself, and then you'll get to a point where you're like, that's not even embarrassing compared to what happened last week, With anxiety, there's so many different causes of anxiety, so it really just like depends on what your anxiety is caused by. Like I think a lot of my anxiety comes from wanting to be liked by people, like needing external validation. And what has helped a lot with that is just to try to like go inward and really think about what I want and what makes me feel good, and not about how I'm going to be perceived by someone else if I do something, or how my choices are going to affect someone else's opinion of me, you know? And obviously there's like a limit, you know, you don't want to just be a dick and be like, yeah, I'm fucking leaving my family and gonna go start a new one because like that's the vibes right now and I just do whatever I want. Like, no, that's not what I mean. And I would say get a hobby. Like when I'm in my zone, like doing my hobby, like with the horses, like I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about, oh, what am I going to wear? Or what do I look like? Or what does that person think? Or what, or like, I'm not having the internal monologue that drives me crazy. I'm literally just like in the game. So whatever your hobby is, whatever your like flow space is, find one of those to escape your thoughts for even if it's just like 30 or 45 minutes a day when you're like doing yoga or drawing or listening to music or going for a drive. Like find that one thing where it's like I literally get a break from my anxiety doing this. For me, that's riding horses or working out. For a lot of people, I think it is working out or, you know, some sort of like flow state type thing.
I also think having this podcast, while it is a source of anxiety in many ways because we have deadlines and stuff, the personal hauntings part, I think, has been key to my mentality about shitty things that happen. Because even before we had this podcast, I feel like Nat and I would talk about bad things going on. It's like clearly you're telling your friend something super traumatic, but like you're laughing about it. You're like, yeah, so it turns out, I guess, like I just fell down and my pants came off and like I was on stage or something. You know what I mean? Like the more cringe or horrible the experience is, in a way, it bothers me less now because I could just come on this show and be like, hey, here's my personal haunting this week, and we can all laugh about it together. And obviously, like, I'm assuming the person asking this question doesn't have a podcast because most people don't, or maybe everybody does now. I don't know. You could still use that on a smaller scale with your friends and family. Like, find somebody that you can laugh with that has a good sense of humor and talk about, oh, hey, I was at work and I feel like it's hard for me to feel confident and take up space, or I said this thing in a business meeting and Jarvis shot down my idea and said that it was stupid. Like, yeah, well, Jarvis looks like a piece of shit. So like, fuck him, you know, like find time to like laugh about the horrible things in life too.
Yeah, have a good sense of humor. You guys become a shit poster. That is what will help you.
This one says, hello, my name is Ellie. I was wondering if you'd ever consider doing an episode with a fan with a lot of haunted experiences throughout their life, like myself. Love you guys. You are hilarious. BTW, I'm also a Gemini, Nat.
Whoa, another Gemini.
Whoa. Too many Geminis. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we would do an episode with a fan. That would be fun.
For sure.
You know, have like a special episode where maybe we have like a couple of haunties on and they talk about
y'all
their
better be entertaining as fuck though. I need y'all to be fucking superstars, all right? You gotta like start working on your delivery because some of you guys have some great stories, but you're not very good writers. I'm sorry. And you need a ghostwriter or you need like an acting coach or something. So like the answer is truthfully yes, we will if you have a stage presence and can carry that episode. Will you ever tell the whole stalker story?
Ooh,
no, because we don't want the
question.
stalker to come back. That's the problem, is that if someone who has nothing going on in their life, like absolutely nothing, like they don't have a job, they don't have any responsibilities, they have nothing to lose, they're not worried about losing anything at all, they only have to gain, those type of people can really fuck your life up. And we had a problem with someone like that, and that particular person was mentally ill and also believed that they could like sue us and stuff like that. And you just don't want to get into legal trouble with someone, even if it's unfounded, because then you have to pay for lawyers to represent you. And that sucks because you could end up going bankrupt as a company trying to defend yourself in a lawsuit where someone else who has like a lawyer where the lawyer is going to try to sue you and then take like a percentage of whatever the earnings are, that person doesn't have to pay for a lawyer. And they already had nothing before, so I don't know. We can't really talk about it because it might make the stalker come back. It might like make them reappear, and I don't want that to happen, even though we're 100% in the right and legally able to talk about whatever we want. I just don't want to go through what we were going through with that whole thing because I don't have time to go to court. I don't have time to deal with this kind of shit anymore. You know, I just want to make a podcast.
Yeah, we're pretty sure this person listens to our show because anytime anyone has ever alluded to them, they pop back up with like 500 spam emails. It's a billion other things. And it's bad, guys. Just know that it's not fun to deal with something like that. And while there have been very funny moments that we would love to share, we have just learned that speaking of it calls them back into our life. Much
they
like
the attention. They really like the attention. And so you just don't want to give them the attention at all because that's the only reason they're doing it is for attention. And so if you just starve the attention, then that's it. That's all you can do.
All right. This next one, I pulled question number 39, and it looks like it's for Nat.
What?
Sweet Nat. I wanted to say that you prob know I adore you, but I wanted to tell you why. In addition to your humor, kindness, and compassion for all living things, I marvel at all you have done with your life while comfortably discussing your ADHD and proving it doesn't mean a person can't accomplish great things and have a full life. It has been inspirational watching your vlogs, your wedding, Enzo growing, and I relate to the occasional meltdown. You are a model of strength. Thank you for giving me a fierce sense of pride in my special gifts, and please know you impact people just by your example. I already know who this person is. I can tell from the writing style. This is somebody.
This is
Kathy. Yeah, 100%. This is Kathy. Kathy from Patreon. Kathy, you're always so sweet to us.
So nice. Oh, the air conditioning turned on. I hope that doesn't. Hold on, let me make sure. Sorry guys, if there's like it sounds like it's snowing in the background, that's my air conditioning turned on. Sorry. Thank you, Kathy. If I'm inspiring you, then I don't want to crush your dreams. But when you were saying all of that, like all I can think of is that I rely heavily on other people because I do have ADHD. They've been thinking about this a lot, guys, with the ADHD and with my lack of intelligence. How did I get to the place that I am? And I think it's because instead of just like crying about it and being like, well, I'm depressed and like I have ADHD and like I fucked up, like in high school I should have made better grades and like in college I should have paid more attention, or I shouldn't have gone to college, I should have got an agent and I should have done like more acting, or I should have done this, or I should have gone to the Olympics, I should have done this, whatever. No. Like turn all of that off. Don't sulk about your mental illness. Don't sulk about your past mistakes. Just figure out what you have to do. I know that I have ADHD. I know that I'm not organized. I know that even when I try, I'm not going to be able to succeed in certain places in life. So I partner myself up with people who can complement that. Like I do the podcast with Alyssa, who has all of those qualities and skills that I don't have. I wouldn't choose to do a podcast with someone else who's just like me because it would fail. I found my partner who is able to compensate in a lot of ways that I couldn't. Now I know that's not like a popular thing to say, but like sometimes that's the truth. You need like a coach. You need someone in your team. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a fucking tree that you gave a personality to, like the old willow in Pocahontas. I don't know. But what I'm saying is like you don't have to do things on your own. And I think like working together as a community is what makes people successful. I feel like as a society, we move towards individualism a lot. But I think like behind people who have their shit together is like a whole team. There's not one person who can do everything.
Yeah. I will, to go along with that, I will say that somebody had said something to me that was like, oh, so like you both like do the scheduling and you do this and that. And I was like, well, no, I do the scheduling, but like that makes sense because you couldn't have this show with two Allies. You couldn't have the show with two Nats. It has to be like one person is good at certain things and the other person is good at other things. Like otherwise it would be boring. Like the show just like would be otherwise you have a solo podcast, right? Like if you both are the exact same person, you don't need the other person. You just have a solo show. So that's like the dynamic of two people is they should be different. Like I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts now randomly. I didn't used to. And it's true. It's like you'll have one person has this sense of humor. One person has this sense of humor. This person's bringing this life experience. This person has a totally opposite lifestyle. Like, it's just what makes stuff entertaining. Even in books and stuff, too. Like, all of the characters in the book you like aren't going to have the exact same motivations and skills and strengths and weaknesses. Otherwise, it's a shitty book.
You know, it's important to not beat ourselves up for not being able to do everything. And I think when you have ADHD, I see it a lot on social media. Like, people just get so down on themselves and they just feel so bad because they're like, fuck, I wasted so much of my life being unmedicated or being undiagnosed or not understanding the way that my brain works and my body works. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. Like, it's fine. You just got to figure it out now. We can't go backwards yet until someone invents a time machine, but maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Maybe they already have.
If Bingus appeared to you and gave you 3 haunted wishes, what would you wish for?
Bingus had babies recently, guys. I don't know if you know this, but somebody tagged us in like the official Bingus social media account, and it's a video of Bingus with baby Bingai, and that's pretty fucking cute. And I told Nat, I was like, Nat, you need to adopt one of these. And then you were like, no, because you have to oil their skin and they're like very finicky. It's like this breed of cat is like, you can't get it as a beginner.
It's a difficult pet, you guys. That's what I told Aly. I was like, I've already looked into this. This is a difficult pet.
Yeah.
That's your wish, though? You're thinking too small.
Oh, no, I was just saying that he or she did have kittens. What would the 3 wishes be? 1, bring me Skinny Bob. Wish 2, bring me money. Wish 3, the pressure's on. I don't know. Because if you have money, you can do like all the other things. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, well, I don't want to wish for that because that'd be a waste. Or like flight, maybe flight or invisibility as like a thing you could turn on and off.
Oh.
That would be cool.
It might be lonely though. I think about that all the time. Like, I only want to fly if there's someone else to fly with, because otherwise you're just like, hey guys, look at me flying. And then they're like, yeah, okay, we've already seen it, you know.
That's true. Yeah, but you could just get places so fast. No
but you'd
traffic.
be so fucked up when you got there. Like, your hair would be like...
That's true. Like, the mascara's like...
And your nose would be all snotty and runny. And
okay, true. Well, I could wear like an astronaut helmet, but then I guess the humidity from like breathing in and out, that's true. And then you can't breathe at certain altitudes. And if you're too low, the police drones in LA will ram into you and then you'll get arrested. And like, yeah, that's
I would
true.
wish for like perfect health. Like, perfect. Like, you never are tired. You are never like underslept. Like, you're just always feeling at 100%. I think that would be like one of my main wishes. And then the other ones would be like different forms of endless money and like influence and power.
Oh, I know what the wish would be. I wish that I spoke literally every language on Earth, because that you could get such a good fucking job. You could travel all over the world. You wouldn't have any language barrier. You would know when people were fucking with you. Like, it would be less scary to go to certain countries that you don't speak the language of, that also don't speak English, because you're like, oh, cool, I can just like communicate perfectly with everybody all the time. That would be really tight.
You'd be the new Rosetta Stone.
And then the government would capture me and lock me up, so maybe it's not a good thing to have. Okay, I just pulled number 93. What are your predictions for 2025? Will the government release UAP research? Will Bigfoot finally be discovered? Will Skinny Bob make a YouTube channel? Etc. Well, Nat, you did the 2024 predictions last time, which all came true. We're all very into teeth and dewy skin. So what do you think 2025 is going to be like?
I definitely think we're going to hear more about the UAP, SAP, all of the acronyms or whatever, the aliens. We're going to be hearing a lot more about it. Now, is it a psyop from the government? Like, are they the ones who are leaking all this information for some reason? Or is it something deeper? I don't know. But I also think that maybe I had this scary realization the other day when I was re-listening to Immaculate Constellation episode, that what if all of these alien things are just like alien robots? Like, it's their AI that has outlived civilization. Like, if ChatGPT outlived our civilization and started going looking for other stuff, kind of makes sense, like with how difficult it would be for biological life as we know it to travel like interstellar. It kind of makes sense if they would have scouts or something like that were literally just AI or robots. So I think we're going to start to see that maybe some of these things that are spying on us or looking at us might actually be alien artificial intelligence, which is so scary.
Yeah, that's what the NASA guy on the panel was saying, Dr. Gold or whatever his name was. But then I go on r/UFOs and everyone like hates that guy. And they're like, this guy was only put on the panel because he's like on the payroll and he's just advertising NASA the whole time and basically pitching why they need more funding. He doesn't give a shit about the aliens. He just wants more funding for his organization. So I don't know what to believe about him. But yeah, we've talked too on the show before about perhaps it's part alien, like part flesh and blood, part like artificial intelligence drone, like the gray aliens. Like maybe they're just a stand-in vessel for some, I don't know, for a soul or for a higher intelligence that just body jumps. I don't know.
Yeah.
It can get pretty scary. Now, this is interesting. So I saw on Reddit that somebody went to one of the talks that Lou Elizondo gave on a tour. He's doing a tour of the U.S. right now, and he's like talking about different things that involve his book. And there's a meet and greet afterwards, and somebody who went to the meet and greet posted this on r/UFOs. The guy said, I went up to Lou, and all I said to him was, yeah, man, you know, I'm already 58. And Lou, without even letting me finish the sentence, already knew what I was going to say. And he said, oh, don't worry, you'll live to see disclosure. And then he highly implied that the year 2027 is going to be like the year of disclosure. And I've heard that year over and over again on forums that talk about this stuff, where people think that years that end in the number 7, there's always a mass sighting. And it's true. Like 1947 was Roswell. Like 2014 was 2004 was the Phoenix Lights, I think it was. 1994 was like some Michigan thing. Like, and they were listing all of the different mass sightings around the world, and they all end on the number 7. So a lot of people think 2027 is the year of like a mass sighting that is super big because it's ramping up. Like all of these things are supposed to be ramping up. And in fact, 1927, I think, or 37 was the Colaris UFO thing that we covered this year in Italy. It wasn't Colaris. It was somewhere in Italy that we covered this year, the very first crashed UFO. I believe that year ended in a 7 as well. I could be wrong. So
I also
2025.
I also
just realized I didn't answer the question.
Thank you for that. Thank you from the field, Aly in the alien field, always
And now back
going
to you.
way too deep and way too hard. But thank you very much. Last thing I also think is going to happen in 2025 is I think we're going to see the dissolving of a lot of paranormal podcasts and podcasts that are on this subject. A lot have popped up recently, but I was just looking, and some of the people that we like were up against in the Shorty Awards, like some of these like big corporate paranormal podcasts have already lost their funding and dissolved. So I think that's going to also happen. So if we can just fucking hang on tight, guys, just fucking hang on and watch them all fucking fall and fail, and then we'll be the only ones standing. And then
All the
that's
fucking
what I
idiots
want.
that got the chance before we did, the ones that had salaried opportunities, which we've never had, like all these fucking weirdos that had TV shows that we got passed over for, like,
Right.
it's our time,
Okay,
guys.
we accidentally saw the contract of somebody who has a podcast. They were making, I'm going to kill myself. They were making like $450,000 a year for their podcast.
One
for 52
person.
episodes.
One
person. And we weren't supposed to see it, but we did. And now we're depressed.
Yeah, we saw it. Basically, there was a snafu. Not going to say who did the snafu. Somebody was trying to send us something that was very low stakes, and they accidentally attached a salary contract for somebody that you guys, I guarantee you guys know who this person is. And yeah, it was a salary contract for like, hey, we're going to give you $400K no matter how your podcast does. Like, this is your guaranteed money.
Anyways,
Womp womp.
and back to you, random generator on Google.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 113, and it says, are Aly's dogs Winnie and Littlefoot named after the dogs on the Girls Next Door TV show Girlfriends of Hugh Hefner?
What?
Aly? Wait, Bridget, Holly, and Kendra have dogs named Winnie and Littlefoot?
I had no idea. I don't know.
Are you just
Jeez.
a basic California bitch? Do you all name your fucking
I've never
dogs the
watched that
same
show.
thing?
Okay, the answer's no. Let me tell you how it came about. When I first adopted Winnie, because she came first, I went to the pound and she already had a name. Her name was Lola, and I didn't like it. Not because I don't like the name Lola. I think that's a fine name. She just it didn't match her. So I was trying to think of a name, and I had written down like a whole list. There were like 40 names on this list. And then I was like, you know what? Winnie, she looks like a Winnie. Like, I've been hanging out with her. I've been, like, you know, getting to know her. She seems like a Winnie. And originally, she was Winnie the Pooch was her full name. And then I got Littlefoot. Now, Littlefoot, his name went through, like, a billion changes. Originally, his name was Chai at the pound, which is, I didn't like it. That's like a hamster, you know? That's like a mouse. And he does kind of look mouse-like, but it just wasn't him. So originally he was Chai when he was adopted. Now, here's some tea, guys. Originally, Littlefoot was not my dog. Littlefoot was the person I was dating at the time. It was his dog. Technically, we changed his name to Bubbles, and then it became Oatmeal, and then it became Littlefoot. And Littlefoot is after the Land Before Time. You know, like the little long neck that eats the tree stars.
Yeah.
That's who he's named after, because he has very long legs. He doesn't have a long neck, but he has very long legs, and he looked disproportionate even as a puppy. Like, he's a very strange looking dog. Love him very much. Out of the past over 200 episodes, what was your favorite topic? And what was your favorite episode just overall from all the seasons, Nat? Oh, that's so hard. That's like picking a favorite
impossible.
child.
Yeah, no, that's like too hard. That's like asking me to write a novel right now, y'all. I don't have the brain power for this. Should I just give you like a fake like NPC answer?
Just say what one that you really enjoyed researching, maybe, and then one that you really enjoyed like listening back to it.
I like the Epstein series that I did this year because I think it just goes so deep and it's still going on, and I think we're starting to see more connections with people who are in high places of government right now, and I think it's going to be all tied into this P. Diddy scandal that's going on, and I think there's some other people who are now elected to our government who are also involved in it, and I think it's a rabbit hole that never ends.
It was also depressing, though. It was definitely like very mind-blowing to listen to. So for me, like, yes, the Epstein series was very good in that regard, but listening, man, when you like sit down and you like think about it, you're like, this is shitty. Like, everybody sucks. Like, everybody rich and famous and powerful, like, they all fucking suck.
It makes me feel vindicated because, like, they never accepted me. Like, I always wanted to be rich and powerful and successful, and they never would accept me. And so now I feel like it's because I'm too pure that they won't.
The Epstein series was really fun to listen to. The Dawdleston messages was fun for me to research. I don't know if somebody else is going to ask us what our favorites from this season are, but okay, so I'll pick stuff from past seasons. I really liked the episode on time travel that you did. That one is fun. Oh. And then I also really like the episode on Lake City Quiet Pills that I did. That was like a fun internet mystery for me to learn about.
That one was fun. They're all good, guys. Every episode of this podcast is fire.
They're all so much better than anything else you've ever heard in your life. Admit it.
Okay, I got 121. Most memorable paranormal unexplained experience. No.
What do you mean no? I really like our episodes of What's Haunting You that we started doing last year. There's lots of very cool unexplained experiences from that. I still remember last year the guy from What's Haunting You #1, the first episode of it, this guy that was like, hey, yeah, I just like was in my house and I turned a corner and there was just a time traveler there wearing like a black suit made of static electricity, like TV static, and like he was electrified, and like I saw him and he looked at me and I looked at him and we both had this deep understanding that I was not supposed to be seeing this, and then he disappeared, and like that was pretty wild. And when I was talking to this guy, the dude was normal. You know what I mean? Like that I think is the most interesting part about the paranormal, is because stuff is so outrageous, our natural inclination is to be like, this guy is either lying or he's insane. But then you meet some of these people that we've interviewed before? And you're like, no, they're very cool and chill and normal and like have jobs. And like, it's especially compelling when someone's like, I've never had anything crazy like that happen to me before or since. Because then you're like, well, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Or like the guy this year that you interviewed, Eli, who came to our meetup, who like is definitely possessed by a demon. Like
Eli's story has stuck with me. I don't think I'll ever be able to find another What's Haunting You that was as moving as that story. And I also think that Eli told it really well. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Star power. You guys need to work on your fucking charisma before you interview with us, okay?
Be like a sim. Go look in the mirror and practice speech and storytelling. Then you're ready. Yeah. I also really like one of the Y episodes from this year where it was the girl that was geocaching and she was geocaching with her dad. And they couldn't find this cache, and they were looking, couldn't find it. Went back several times over the month and could not find it. And then when they finally found it, their names were literally already written on the log in their handwriting. And then she went through her camera roll, and there was nothing there. And she's like, I don't know. Like, we definitely didn't come here. I don't know why this is in my handwriting and why it's both of our names. And then like several years later, they checked again and they found a picture from it. And like, they definitely were not there. And they're like, she's like, it's me and my dad. So like, not just one person had this weird splitting timeline thing happen to them. So that one was fun too.
In the simulation.
A glitch. All right. Question number 69. Hell yeah. If you guys didn't win any awards, would you keep going? Yeah. I mean, we've lost a lot of awards, guys. I don't know. We've lost many, many times. But it is very validating to win an award, especially when you beat somebody that does have the type of funding and salary that like we don't have.
I think there's just like a lot of people in our lives that don't respect this podcast because they like don't listen to it, or they don't listen to podcasts in general. And so they don't think of this as like a real job. So when it's like, hey, I got to record from 8 to 10 tonight, it's like not taken seriously. They don't treat it like a job. And so getting the awards helps to kind of like stake our claim to be like, hey, this is a boundary. This is work for me. Other people also agree that this is work. Other people have like delegated and come to the conclusion that what I am doing is professional and deserves a reward. And therefore, I feel that I can continue to do this and you can treat it like a job. Yeah. But it can be difficult sometimes. Like for me, I know sometimes like when I hire a babysitter or something and I'm like streaming for Patreon wearing like a hoodie and there's like strobe lights and I'm wearing gamer headset and I'm playing a fucking game. If Enzo runs in, they don't think it's like a big deal. They're just like, oh, Natalia's playing a game. And I like try to explain it and be like, this is work for me. I get paid to make this content. It's the same with the podcast. It's like hard sometimes. Like people don't want to work around your schedule or they don't understand that it's like important. So I think that having the awards sometimes helps the normies understand that this is like actually a thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I was getting my hair cut the other day. I've been going to the same hairstylist for like 10 years. We were talking about random bullshit. And then she's like, oh, how's the podcast going? And I was like, it's going great. Like, you know, definitely a lot busier this year, but still a lot of fun, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, we won the People's Choice Podcast Award for like best podcast. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, for like best podcast. She's like, in general, like not best paranormal, like not best comedy. I was like, no, for like best in show, like that's us. And she was like, what the fuck? She's like, why didn't you open with that? Like what? Like why are you just telling me like, yeah, it's going good. I was playing some video games the other day and it was fun. Like, you know, like, yeah. So it does help legitimize us.
7. Ooh, 7 haunted.
Okay, wait, Nat, wait. As you said 7, I hit the generate button and it generated 7 in the exact moment that you said 7. I'm not joking.
MMI. Do you think the Bayesian yacht sinking was an assassination conspiracy? Would love to hear your thoughts. What the hell is the Bayesian? What's Bayesian?
Okay, the Bayesian was a 56-meter sailing super yacht built as Salute by Perini Navi at Viareggio, Italy, and delivered in 2008. Is this the one that recently sank? Yes. It is. It's the one that sank this year. That is the one.
Hear about this.
Yeah, it's a super yacht. It's like owned by some billionaire.
Did people
haven't-
die?
Yeah,
Why?
because it just sank. I don't know. I don't even know if they've figured out why it sank yet. Oh, by the way, guys, we have a Blue Sky now, which is the alternative to Twitter. It's on the link tree. So I literally just made it because people have been tweeting at us asking us to make a Blue Sky. So go follow that, everybody. Click on the link tree, follow us on Blue Sky. But I was seeing a lot of people on Twitter talking about this as it was happening. And yeah, a lot of people are saying this is for sure a conspiracy, like 100%.
Okay, this thing on Reddit says 4 victims of Bayesian super yacht had no water in their lungs. Amid fears, they suffocated in cabin air pocket. What?
Okay, that's horrifying. I don't know a lot about it, so maybe this is a good conspiracy episode for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this. Congratulations to whoever asked this for giving us information we've never heard of
Content.
before.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys would change from your journey from the beginning of the podcast to now?
Yes? Everything. If we had the knowledge we know now, you wouldn't go back from day one and just like
I don't
do
think we
everything different to the most optimal level.
Oh, like with editing? Oh, for sure. Like with the learning curve surrounding software, like for sure. There are things that if I had the knowledge now and I could go back, I would be like, oh, OBS is not that difficult. Oh, like using editing software that's not GarageBand is not that difficult.
We wouldn't have started on SoundCloud if we knew we were going to switch over to a different.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say. I would not have started on SoundCloud. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to start a podcast, just pay the money to host on a legitimate website because nobody respects you when you're on SoundCloud. Like the reason, we didn't even know this at the time, but the reason why we were getting no ad reads is because we were hosting on SoundCloud and advertisers want to know what your streams are. So we would send them our stream numbers that SoundCloud was generating for us and they would be like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, and then now that we're on a legitimate like RSS feed platform, now we understand, yes, like SoundCloud is ass. Like they don't have the features that show you, like people would be like, well, how many plays do you have? How many downloads do you have on Apple? And we're like, what? Like SoundCloud says this, you know what I mean?
We probably wouldn't have gotten the studio at the first location if we knew you were going to move to the location we're at now. All of the little things that we had to learn that cost us time and money and energy. We could have just gotten a real fresh start. And two, if you listen to the beginning episodes, they're great because they're chaotic and weird, but it's also not like we didn't find our voice. We didn't find like our brand. We didn't find who we are, what we're selling, etc. I feel like if we would have gone back and changed it all, maybe it would have been more, maybe we would be viral, maybe we would make $400,000 a year, or maybe no one would like us. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. With the knowledge I have now, I would just make detailed notes about what topics would hit at what time, and then I would time travel back and we would hit all of those micro trends.
Yes.
All right, last
Okay.
2 questions.
113. Oh, I already got 113. Oh, weird. Okay. 38. 38 says, Allie, how do you fit in all of your activities, your drawings, gardening, Nancy drewing, jewelry making, crime fighting, plus your HR job, which is so badass, and the podcast on top of dealing with your medical challenges? What drives you?
Thank you. I'm assuming that's Kathy as well, because Kathy, you're always very nice to us. So if it is Kathy, thank you so much. Honestly, I think I have a different kind of ADD than Nat does. Nat and I are like, we complement each other very well. So I do think we have some like similar diseases of the brain, but my form of ADD is like, I have to do everything at once, but I think a lot of it actually can be traced back to anxiety about dying. Like, I don't want to die not knowing what I'm good at. So I try to do as many hobbies as possible so that I can figure out what I like and what I'm good at. Like, I feel like I'm decent at a large, it's like that, you know, that saying, a jack of all trades but a master of none. In some ways I feel like that's me. I feel like I can do a pretty okay job at a lot of different things. So trying to find the things I'm really good at is like what drives me to keep trying different hobbies. And I also think too, life is short. So it's too short to not try something. Like, maybe I'm the best pottery person on earth, but I just don't know because I've never tried it. You know, maybe I'm like really good at oil painting. I'm not, but you know, I wouldn't have known that unless I had tried. And I think it does also relate to medical challenges, because the ultimate goal is to find things that I can do even if I become disabled one day. Like, I want hobbies that I can do within whatever that disability is. Because if I ever become bedbound, for example, like, okay, cool, now I know that I really like playing The Sims, or now I know that I really like drawing on my iPad. Like, those are accessible hobbies. So I think that too is what makes me want to do all the different hobbies, for sure. Final question, guys, 95. Where do you see the podcast going after this last year of getting picked up, having more ads and more collaborations?
I'm so grateful for the progress that we have, but it's just like very realistic. It's like a fucking real life job. You know, it's not like in the movies where like, oh, so-and-so got picked up and now they're this and that. It's like the work is almost just now beginning. Where do I see it going? Probably like 2 or 3 degrees higher on a graph than it is right now. Where do I want to see it going? Oh, I wish we would like have like all of our shit go viral, you know, be getting paid like $1,000 an ad, be able to put away money so that we could fly out to see each other and record in
cool.
a studio where there's professional audio engineers and video people and someone else edits it and puts it together. That's where I would like to see it go. I would like to see it go to all kinds of places. Maybe the brand branches out and we have our own show on Netflix, or a travel show, or vlogs. I love when we make vlogs. It's so fun to get together.
From the audience perspective, I think you guys will probably start to see more consistency from us. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of us for putting out an episode a week this year. Like, it seems like it shouldn't have been that big of a hurdle, but when you're actually doing it, it's a lot. It's a lot. We spend a lot of time. We take pride in what we do. We have to find something that's entertaining to us, but also we think is going to be entertaining to the listeners. Some are hits, some are misses. You know, you can't win them all. I think we've just hit our groove with Patreon too. Last year, the Patreon content looked a lot different than it does this year. I think we like have stepped it up 5 billion% from last year in terms of the Patreon. And I also think we've made a lot of really good connections this year with other people who we don't hate that have shows. I think next year you'll probably see more collaborations. I think that we're doing a good job of being smart with who we collaborate with. In the past, it was just like, do we know this person? Basically, like, and it would only be people we know. Whereas now we have a lot more tools that we understand how to use to like look and see where the overlap is. Yeah, so I think you'll see a lot more consistency. I think the ad stuff is going to be the same as it was this year. So hopefully you guys like it or understand that it's something we have to do to pay ourselves. And I think the Patreon is going to get a lot more poppin' this next year too, because I think we've just hit our groove with that. Yeah, and we've started doing different things. Some of you have noticed, like, we're doing reels now on Instagram, and I've seen people commenting and being like, oh, content farming? And I commented back and I was like, yes, and if this doesn't like catapult me into Skinny Bob's spaceship, I will be so mad. Like, the goal is to unravel all the mysteries, and I think that even though we get really frustrated with like comparing ourselves to others, I also think like what we've been able to do with just the two of us is pretty fucking wild. Like, nobody handed us any of the stuff that we've gotten, like, at all. We're fucking killing it in that regard. It's just frustrating when you meet somebody that's like, all I do is podcasting and my dad actually won the lottery in 1952, so I don't have to have a job and it doesn't matter if I win or lose, and also my great uncle is a wealthy baron who has connections in the media world, so I also have this like sweet deal where I can be on the Travel Channel giving advice to people about being cursed.
Wait, these are always people who don't listen to the podcast, and they're always well-meaning people in my life that don't really know me that well, or that don't really understand what the podcast is, but they're like, hey, why don't you just make like a bunch of TikToks and go viral? Or why don't you just go like market yourself this way or that way? And I'm like, because that all fucking costs money. Do you guys not understand? It costs money to market yourself. It costs money to put ads out.
I definitely know what you mean. Again, I was at this lecture the other night and I was sitting at a table with somebody that was like, what do you do? And I'm like, I work in agriculture. And they immediately launched into, I don't understand why farmers don't just grow agave, because agave requires very little water and it gets made into tequila. And this person was dead fucking serious. And I was like, what? Yeah, how come farmers in Ventura County don't just grow agave? And I was like, okay, well, first of all, like, I don't even know. Do we have tequila distilleries in Ventura County? Like, who's going to buy it to turn it into the thing? Like, and I think that is applicable to all industries. Like, if you're an outsider and you're dumb, you're just like, well, why don't you just become a viral? Why don't you just start filming in the same location with each other, like Call Her Daddy? Why don't you get a professional set? Why don't you guys just like start putting out that content? Like, okay, well, first of all, we'd need money to create a professional set. We would need to pay for airfare. We would need to get a sound engineer. We would need to have people on payroll. The taxes would look very different. Like, we would have to become a corporation. Like, we would have to pay payroll tax. We would have to, like, get workers' compensation insurance because I'm in California. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people just don't understand what gets you from point A to point B. They just say wild shit and act like they're super smart and like you've never thought of this before. But that's why we appreciate you guys, because you guys get us. And we have a very, like, I think, symbiotic relationship with you all, and we definitely read the comments and we love interacting with you guys, and we're so grateful that we do have the platform that we have. And it's all thanks to you, because if nobody was listening to us, if nobody was subscribing to our Patreon or sharing our show with friends, we wouldn't have anything. Like, we would not have ads for anyone to listen to because there would be no audience. So thank you all very, very much. And cheers to another year, Nat. We've did it. And I think we should feel proud of ourselves. We're making moves in silence. And next year is going to be more moves to be made.
Do you want to see my pregnant belly?
Yes.
Okay. I just feel like it's so funny because I tried to find some Christmas pajamas, but like none of them fit.
Oh, no, that looks cute. That's so cute. Oh, so cute. I know people have said this to you before, because at your baby shower, we were all saying this to you too, but you're one of the few pregnant people, like you're one of the blessed pregnant people where you carry all of the weight in your belly. Like I'm on TikTok and our algorithm's fucked up because you and I both like go on there, and I'll see stuff that's like look at what my nose looked like when I was pregnant. And some people get pregnancy nose where their nose literally grows super, super wide and red.
Right.
Or like other people are like, oh, when I was pregnant, I carried all my weight in my calves, and it's like the craziest looking calf you've ever seen. It looks so painful. But the majority of your weight has always been carried for both of your pregnancies in your belly. So cheers, you're really God's favorite.
Thank you. I have insomnia because you get insomnia when you're pregnant. I was on Reddit the other night. It was like 3 a.m. haunted hour, and someone was like talking in r/beauty, and they were like talking about birth control hormones or something, because they were saying birth control hormones can like make you look younger or like fill your face out or like give you like a glow of some sort. And then someone was saying like, does pregnancy like make you more like quote unquote attractive? And I was not thinking clearly and I just commented on it, and I was like, you know, I'm pregnant right now, and I will say like I feel like I look better pregnant. Like my face kind of fills out and it's like more youthful and glowing, and like I feel like I got like filler in all the right spots when I'm like pregnant, and then like when I'm not pregnant my face is like gaunt and like kind of like spiky looking. And I just got like downvoted into oblivion because like everyone's like mad about that, because like when they got pregnant, like their shit got fucked up, and I totally understand. I understand. You guys, my shit's fucked up when I'm not pregnant. So it's like, this is, look at my face. Look how full this is. Look at these cheeks.
But that's what I mean. Perhaps your weight is distributed evenly, whatever. I don't know. It just seems like compared to some of the fucked up shit I've seen people talk about online, you're blessed in that department.
I'm just one of those people that's just needs to be pregnant all the time.
Yeah. Final thoughts here. I just want to remind everybody to please click on the link in the description of this episode. The very first link that you see when you expand the show notes is going to be a link to the season 6 listener survey. We've done one of these every single year, and we're hoping to crack 900 votes this year. We've always gotten very close, but never quite cracked it. So this is the time, guys, and it's your chance to make your voices heard. It's totally anonymous. It doesn't even tell me where you logged in from. It doesn't tell me your email address. It doesn't say anything. You just log on there. You're going to select your top 5 favorite episodes. You're going to select your favorite collaboration that we did. And there's even a spot where you can say things that you want us to try differently next year, and a spot for things that we did new this year that you really liked. And we read it. We read it and we look through it, and it directly affects how the show evolves over time. So please go click it and leave your thoughts. It's really quick. And the other thing, I just want to remind everyone, there's no new episodes in January, so don't be shocked when January rolls around and there's nothing there. We're still alive. We just will be back with season 7 on February 5th. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting?
Sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah.
If you miss us during that month, sign up for the Patreon. You guys, there's more than several episodes worth of content on there of us talking and behind the scenes stuff and all of that. Get your fill. And also, just sign up for the Patreon. Just do it. Come on.
And we're going to have that option in January to sign up for 1 year's worth. And we usually give a discount on that. I don't know what the discount percentage is going to be, but it'll be up there starting January 1st. Just sign up. Maybe you got some cash for Christmas. Put it towards a Patreon subscription, sign up for the year, and tune in when you want to, and don't tune in when you don't. But thank you all so much. Nat, do you want to do our sign off?
BRB, gonna go name my dogs after the girls next door.
Bye. We interrupt your regularly scheduled haunting to bring you a special transmission coming from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Generating nearly 40 light years from Earth, the broadcast you are about to hear is the alleged voice of a group calling themselves the Annual Haunties.
Cool Blues Mama.
Miss Natty Cat.
Shark Michael.
Elena B.
It Me. Ariel G.
Cassie R.
Cat L.
Ember B. Haunted.
Hannah Mac.
Highness Hiccup.
Jade is thinking.
Spookems.
JB.
Joshua K.
Julissa D.
Lexi L.
Ephraim.
Snazzy. Mary Grace G.
Malik.
Mary Elizabetha.
Sarah.
Tara Lee.
Sad Girl Shell.
Lupe D. Doc Spookems. Rose B. Shark Michael. Sarah R. Alyssa B. Ephraim P. Soleil. Ariel G. Jennifer P. Cassie R. Cool Blues Mama. Mary Elizabetha. Ellie J. Nicole without the H. Eunice A. Micah B. Mika B. Sad Girl Shell. Jackie G. JB. Kevin T. Tiffany S. Interix. Jody G. Rachel V. Kat L. Joshua K. Ember B. Haunted. Delilah F. Tara Lee. Jello R. Perry I. Elena B. Barrett is in the bathtub. Erica B. Jessica W. Julissa D. Amanda. Jess M. Miss Natty Cat. Mary Grace G. Hannah Mac M. Brian G. Omar M. Lexi L. Robin V. James H. Molly. Courtney. Betty T. Kiki M. Highness Hiccup, Alex, Rachel M, Jessica P, Katie DS, Maddie, Katie P, Cosmic Squid, Caroline, Jasmine M, Jade is Thinking, and Samantha G. Thank you all so much for being annual donors. We really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for pledging 12 months of support to us on Patreon. It's Haunties like you that make our world go round. If you're listening to this and you're not yet a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/LetsGetHaunted in order to sign up today for either Tier 1 or Tier 2. Tier 1 is $5 a month. Tier 2 is $10 a month, and you get different rewards at every level. And if you're interested on shouting yourself out on a future episode, that means you're going to have to wait until we open back up our annual donation option. The secret password of this episode that you will comment on the photo dump for the season 6 finale is going to be a little bit different than usual. I want you, if you're still listening to this right now, to comment on the photo dump what your New Year's resolution is. See you guys in 2025. Bye.